welcome back to my channel. If I sound a little winded, it is because I just tried to record this video and I was having a hard time keeping the times right and talking through it because video is a little bit different than our other videos. So I am going to give you your introduction today, and then I am going to do the workout and I'm going to voice over the workout. Thought of that about halfway through. So always learning. This is a learning experience for me. I am very new to this. Don't have a huge budget for this. These videos are nothing spectacular. As you can see, we're in my living room today. I wanted to spread the holiday cheer with my Christmas tree and my lights and my lanterns. So you're in my living room. You're not in a fancy studio. There's no fancy lighting. I'm using a GoPro. And that's just me. This is a part of my job that I enjoy. I don't make money off of these. I know I've mentioned that before. This is something that I started for students who couldn't make it to classes, for family back home that couldn't come to my classes because I moved away from my hometown. I hope it grows. I hope it grows into something great and big. But for the time being, I have a little over 100 subscribers. If you guys like these videos and you're not subscribed, please do so. It helps me out immensely. I appreciate it so much if you guys would do that for me. Make sure to ring the bell so that you get notifications. If you follow me on Instagram at yogi.blair, you will have seen my post on Monday with my class schedule this week. I have added a new class to my schedule. So if you are local, if you are in Fort Wayne, I teach at Catalyst Fitness at the Northeast location Wednesday mornings now at 9:15. We're adding a HIIT class, yay! So that's what I'm doing for you today. I am introducing the very first HIIT class that I am teaching this Wednesday, which by the time I release this video will have been a couple days ago. I'm showing all of you what I did. It's a 45-minute class. So today's class, we're not going to be warming up. We're not going to do the cool down that I'm going to do for the group class. So this will be about a 30-minute workout for you guys. And HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. Now don't let that scare you away. Don't click on the next video. Don't leave my channel. Stay right there. Follow the sound of my voice. It's going to be okay. I do this from a very yoga standpoint. My intervals are very founded in yoga. They are yoga moves. So, and the reason I do that is because yoga is what I know, it's what I love, and you really can get an amazing workout in this way, guys. So trust me, follow along. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Make sure you warm up. Make sure that you pull your hair back out of the way. It's gonna be a hot one. And make sure to warm up. You can do one of my limbering videos if you want. You can even get centered if you want. You can do some sun salutations. I have a sun salutation video on my channel here. That will warm you up enough, or if you have your own favorite warm-up that you like to do before a workout, you can do that, and we'll meet back here ready to go.
Okay guys, so demonstrating our first interval, we're just going to start in down dog. We're going to shift forward to plank and press back to down dog. Now for our first time going through, I'm going to show you modifications. So as we start, to modify, you can be on your knees in child's pose, shifting forward and back to a modified plank, or you can be in down dog and then drop the knees, lower to a modified plank and go back to your down dog. We'll go for about 3, 2, 1, take a rest. You can rest in child's pose or a hero's pose like this, and we'll get going again here. Shifting forward to plank, back to down dog, modify when you need to. You might start in down dog, shifting forward to plank. You might decide halfway through that you need to modify. That's fine with any of these. Stop and take a break, 10 seconds. That was our second round through. And I mess it up with the watch a little bit here and there. We aren't always going to get 20 seconds, 10 seconds. Prepare yourselves for our third round here and get going when you can. Try to get those shoulders over the wrists in your plank, whether you're modifying or not. Really think of engaging that core as you shift forward. Planks are great for abs. This is great shoulder work here, shifting forward and backward. You can use your breath inhaling to plank and exhaling back to down dog, or you can inhale for a plank and a down dog and exhale for the next. Take a break. 10 seconds. I tried using my Alexa to set a timer, but it just was not working, and we're getting back into it here. She kept delaying the timer, and using the watch is kind of difficult. But I didn't want to take it off because it's also monitoring my heart rate, which got up pretty high in these exercises. And lower the knees, take a break. That was round 4. So we should have one more round here. There I'm yelling at my robot, telling her to stop the timer. Last time through, whenever you can. If you need to skip around, skip around. This is my second time through this workout because the first time I tried talking through it and it was just getting too complicated. So by this point, I am exhausted and you will see me modifying many, many things in this video. And stop and take a break. And we'll do one more here, it looks like. Do about between 4 and 6 of these rounds for each one, depending. And stop. Now we're going to take a minute break between exercises. Our next interval, I will demonstrate here for you. Taking a rest in your hero's pose. Our next interval is going to be a similar one. We're going to start in our down dog. We're going to shift forward to our plank. And then we're going to do almost like a vinyasa flow where we hug the elbows in and lower into a chaturanga. But instead of doing cobra back to down dog, we're going to push up back to our plank and then back to our down dog. And I'll show you a couple modifications as well. So I'll show you here what I mean. Starting in your down dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. Hug those elbows in, lower stiff as a board, chaturanga. Press back up to your plank. Exhale, back to down dog. You can start in a child's pose. Shift forward to modified plank. Modified chaturanga. Back to child's pose. Or you can do your down dog. Shift forward, drop the knees, and modify your chaturanga there. Or you can switch up and do whatever you need to. We'll go ahead and get started shortly. Find your down dog. And we'll get going with our first interval here in just a moment. Shift forward to your plank, lower chaturanga, press it back up, and back to down dog. You can do wide push-ups too if you want to do those instead. Those work the shoulders more, whereas chaturanga push-ups are going to work the triceps. But you're still working the shoulders with both. And shifting forward to plank and back to down dog is a great workout for the shoulders as well. Take a break. That was our first round. And we're back at it. You might decide halfway through that you need to modify. That's fine. You might need to skip around. That's fine. I decide to modify here because at this point I was pretty tired. Heart rate was pretty high. And take a break. Try to connect with the breath during each break, even though it's just for 10 seconds, give or take. Starting back up again. Third round. Modifying your chaturangas is a great way to build strength to get the full expression of chaturanga. Take a break. If you don't lower stiff as a board in your chaturanga, if your belly or your pelvis is the first thing to hit the mat, modify. That will help build your strength over time so that you can do a full chaturanga. You're not doing yourself any favors by flopping on the mat like that. Starting your next interval here. And I lost count here. This is either number 4 or number 5. We'll find out. Take a break. Looks like this is possibly our minute break by the look on my face. You can always rest in a hero's pose. You can always rest in a child's pose. You can do whatever you need to do. So I'm going to demonstrate, while we take a minute break, I'm going to demonstrate. The next thing we have is yoga burpees. So goddess squat, heels in, toes out. Draw the knees towards the back of the room. Goalpost the arms. Jump up, lower the hands down to your mat or the carpet. I'm going to turn sideways to show you. Lower the hands. Hop back to plank. Bend the elbows as you land. Lower for your chaturanga push-up. Hop back up to the top of your mat. That's the most intense version. To modify from your goddess pose, find starfish instead of jumping, lower just a little bit less, then plant the hands, step back to your plank, drop the knees to modify your push-up, step back up to the top of your mat or your carpet or whatever you're doing. And you can do a few different variations of that. We'll get started here with our first interval. I am modifying. If you want to jump back, but you don't want to jump from your goddess pose, you can do that. If you want to just modify your plank, you can just do that. If you want to just modify your chaturanga, you can do that. You can do wide push-ups here. You can do regular burpees here. All kinds of options to make it as intense or as gentle as you want. And we're going to take a break here. Find a child's pose or wherever you want to rest for 10 seconds. Maybe more, maybe less. And we'll go into our second round. I jumped up and back for the first round of these that I did, and by this time I was just not having it. Those are exhausting. Go ahead, take a break. I think I cut that one a little early, but these are tiresome. You're really getting the heart rate up. We'll get started here with our third interval. Here I even tried, I'm like, oh, I'll try jumping. I'll try it. And I tried pushing myself up and I just couldn't do it. So I'm like, you know what? I'll jump, I'll step back, and then I'll modify, and I'll step up. And then I did not even jump that time. I was like, I can't, not doing it. But you know, these workouts are great for this time of year with it getting cold. Take a break. We'll go into our fourth round. Getting the heart rate up, getting some exercise, and we'll get started with our next interval again, is just a great way to help keep you from getting that seasonal depression. Making sure that we get moving, even if you're moving as slow as I am in this interval right here. It's better than nothing. It's always better than nothing. And take a rest. We have one more of these. I am not having it. It's funny, you notice a lot of yoga instructors just don't like other forms of exercise. We start out with other forms of exercise, we find yoga, and everything else just is obsolete. Take a rest. We'll take about a minute break here while I demonstrate our next exercise. I think our next exercise here is just goddess jumps. Get a drink of water if you need one. Really try to slow down that breath a little bit in between workouts so you don't kill yourself. So heels in, toes out. We're going to find goddess again. And we're going to take little jumps. You can goalpost the arms and hop up like this, which I did the first round through. You can bring the hands to heart and do jumps that way if that feels better to you. Or if your knees need low impact, goalpost the arms, find starfish, goddess, starfish, goddess. Or just keep the hands at heart and do some wide leg squats here in second position. We'll get started in a minute with our first round, and let's go ahead. I'm taking the squat route. And again, I did jumps the first time through. You could not pay me to do those again. And we'll take a break. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Second time through. Working those inner thighs. A little bit of glutes too. A little bit of outer thighs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a break. You could even lift the heels off of the floor here if you wanted to, if you're doing squats. 3, 2, 1. Get started. And if you're jumping, just keep in mind if the knees ever hurt to just do what I'm doing here. Modify for 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a break. I believe that was our 4th time through. We have one more in 4, 3, 2, 1. A lot easier to check my watch doing these. In 3, 2, 1, take a break. And last round through. Squeeze the glutes at the top if you're squatting. Feel that heart rate start to climb if you're jumping. We're almost done. In 3, 2, 1. Take a break, a minute break. Gotta go let my dog in or out. She gets very confused when I work out in the living room. She wants to know why she's not included and why toys aren't involved. So our next thing that I'll demonstrate, we're going to start in a chair pose. Lower the hands, step back to a low lunge. Come up, lower the hands, step up, back to chair, Utkatasana. Lower the hands, step the opposite foot back into Anjaneyasana. You can put the hand on the thigh like that to modify. You don't have to sink as low in your chair. You could even do Tadasana and just fold forward to step back if you want to modify that. If the knees aren't feeling like they want to bend today, the hands can even stay on the floor with your low lunges as well. Slow the breath down. Enjoy this moment of rest. We will get started. Find your chair pose, lower the hands, step the right foot back, lower the knee, come up, low lunge, lower the hands, step up. Chair, lower the hands, step the left foot back, lower the knee, rise up, lower the hands, step up, back to chair. You get the gist. Go ahead and stop. We'll take a break. And remember which foot you stopped on. Make sure to alternate if you end on a side and you don't get a full round in. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Modify if you need to, take breaks if you need to. Try not to overarch that low back. I kind of saw some poor form in myself there. There it is. If you notice your form starts to go like that, all you have to do is ease off of that pose. I could have not bent my knees as low like I did there and just taken a little higher of a chair like that. Starting on whatever side you left off. The faster you do this, the more the heart rate will climb. The slower that you do this, the more of a break you'll get. Take a break. You can hang out in a fold if you need to. I kind of gave up at that point too. I was tired. Sometimes you just got to push through when you're tired. You know you're going to feel better when you're done. Get started with your next one. Protect those knees. And take a break. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And stop. We'll take a minute break. I gotta let the dog in. And I believe we have one more exercise here. We'll finish out with some squats. Some center squats, keeping the feet parallel. You want to set the hips back as low as you can, rise up, squeeze the glutes at the top. So if you were jumping before in your goddess pose, now we have the chance to end with a little cool off. Get some squats in, work the glutes, work the thighs, sink the hips as deep as you can, rise up. My form is really suffering at this point because I was very tired. If your form starts to go, you can modify, you can skip things. Sink the hips low, try to keep the heart lifted, try to keep the knees behind the toes. I knew my form was suffering there and I was trying to repeat a couple of reps. We'll take a break here to show you guys good form, and it was just so sad. We'll go ahead in 3, 2, 1. Find your squats. If you want to jump here again, you could jump here again. If you really want to finish out with a nice burst of cardio, you have at it. But man, I was exhausted at this point. In 3, 2, 1, take a break. This is our last exercise. This goes a little bit quicker when I'm doing a voiceover because I'm not, talking to a group of people, but this turns out to be like a 30-minute class or so. When you're working with people in the room, go ahead and start your next rep. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're almost done. You can just see the total look of disdain on my face. I do not like cardio, but I love how I feel when I'm done. Get going with another rep. I think we just have one more set after this. I'm not good at keeping count. That's why I can't do the class with my people tomorrow. And take your next set. Couple more reps and we're done. Try to keep that heart lifted. There's my sweet puppy. And we are done. Yay! Take a break. Pat yourself on the back.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that workout. I cannot do this workout with my students in a group class. I have to be on my watch cueing them. So I'm glad I got to do it with all of you today. Modify as needed, take breaks when needed. I hope you all come back and do this workout as many times as you'd like. It's really a great way to start your week. It's a great way to get a boost of energy. And it's just really good in these winter months to help give you that little boost as well. So I hope you guys come back. I hope you all are enjoying these videos. Please let me know in the comments what you would like to see more of. There's a lot of stuff on this channel. We talk about skincare. We talk about makeup. Yoga is my primary career, but I believe wellness is many, many things, including anything that makes you look and feel your best. And so that's why I gravitate towards makeup and just a lot of body positivity, skin positivity. I grew up not being the most confident teenager and child with my skin issues, so I think that's really what brought me to this point in my career, is just wanting others to have a life that is lived well and feel well and just live your best life. So what are you looking for in videos to come? Share these with your friends. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your week. I will see you for our next video. Namaste.